Welcome back to another episode of the Cast Patrol podcast. You're joined as always by myself, Mick, Jimmy and Age. And boys, do we have a big episode in store for our listeners?
Mate, huge. Playing on penalties back this week.
Finally. From the dead.
From the dead's made a return.
Yeah, we're going through our cast team of the year, or at least nominations for a few positions.
So what we've decided is for the next 4 to 5 weeks, we're going to do 2 positions each week in depth. We're going to go through all the stats, the opinions, and the eye test, because that's one of the most important. And we're going through our round 25 preview. Do you boys believe there's only 3 weeks left until finals?
Crazy.
All focus on finals now, especially for like South fans. We're unbiased now. Souths are out. We're just fully focused on the finals.
Put your finals focus on.
What are you,
and go.
Jim?
Mate, Cal's got the week off, put the feet up for a week, and then back into it.
That's it.
Yeah.
Then we're going to go through our tips. We've got Gnocchi's tips early preview on here as well, like we did last week. Tryscorer Tryfecta, fill up the fridge, listen to questions. Huge episode. But let's power through it.
Well, let's start things off with quick plug. Our cast retro lids are on sale. They're corduroy. They're in collaboration, should I say, with League Lids.
Yeah.
They're $35 Australian, but if you buy 2, you get shipping free, so it saves cost there.
Yeah.
And
So
they're
team up with a mate, save on shipping, and get around it. Summer's coming.
It's in our link in our description, and we'll put it in our bio as well. But boys, let's start it off. Positions of the year. So like we said, we're going to go in the lead up to the Dally M team of the year. We're going to do our own cast team of the year. We're going to analyse position by position.
Yeah.
So we're going to start at the back this week with fullback and winger.
But we're not going to do it based on Dally M votes. We're going to do it on who we think is the best 4 nominations for each position.
Because there's players like Lachie Galvin, who is suspended from winning Rookie of the Year and 5'8" of the year, only because he did a hip drop tackle.
Yeah, he got suspended.
So, we're boycotting the Dally M, but we're going to do it our way. So everyone's included, even if you get suspended.
Yep.
Okay.
Well, let's start things off. We've got the fullback. So the way each position is going to work for each week going forward, we're going to give the 4 nominees who qualify to win our fullback of the year, and we're going to go through their stats and the honourable mentions as well. So kicking things off, we've got James Tedesco from the Roosters.
Yeah, he's been one of the best fullbacks all year. He's played a lot of games as well.
Huge. He's almost played every single one, bar maybe a concussion. Second, we've got Dylan Edwards from Penrith Panthers, Drinkwater from the Cowboys, and Tom Trbojevic from the Sea Eagles. They're our top 4. All agree?
Yes, I agree.
Yeah.
Honourable mentions, Keeney, he's been great, and Connor Tracy.
Yeah.
And of course, Reece Walsh would have been up there, but a few injuries.
Hasn't played enough.
Yeah.
Well, how do we want to kick things off? Do you want to go stat by stat, or do you want to talk about each player individually?
Do we
Talk
do
about each player.
each player individually?
Yeah.
Okay, let's start with Teddy. So 19 games, he's got 11 tries, 17 try 6, he's ranked 6th.
Overall.
Tackle breaks, 130. That's huge for a fullback. Average run meters, 198. He's second to Dylan Edwards. And Dally M leaderboard, 23 votes, 5th.
So that was after it closed in round 12. So if we were going by who's going to win the Dally M, and let's say these were some of our favourites because fullback just gets all the points, that's where they were all ranked.
Yeah.
So he's got 23 points by round 12.
So Edwards was first after it closed. He was on 31 points.
31. But if you look at Edwards, so let's go through Edwards now. Edwards played 14 games, so 5 less than Teddy, throwing in Origin.
So the
in
injury in Origin's hurt him.
Yeah.
9 tries, 6 try assists, 96 tackle breaks, average running meters though, which puts him above 233 meters.
It's a workhorse.
per
Just
game.
runs all day. Probably the fittest in the comp. But his try assists, only 6. That's not very good for a fullback.
When 14, no,
Yeah,
because it's
but
not
he
part
just-
of his
he just
play
runs
style.
But I think
all
he's
day.
played less games than everyone.
Yeah, but if you put into scale, it's still less. But he is a running fullback.
And you'll notice that about each of the players. You'll see that like they're all beating each other in different stats just because that's their play
They
style.
all have their strengths.
So Jim,
your
you
boy
can read
Jimmy,
out
Scotty Drink.
Drinkwater.
Yep. So he's played 22 games, 9 tries, 23 try assists, which places him at second.
23. That's over 1 a game. Massive.
Yep. 100 tackle breaks, 161 run meters as well.
See, that's his weakness, the run meters. He's 60th.
Yeah. But then
With
like,
161
near the line,
average.
like he's just lethal.
Lethal.
Yeah.
He's,
So
he's
This
like
is
a
average,
5'8".
average run meters, right? Yeah,
Yeah,
just to
average run
clarify.
meters. Yeah.
And then Tom Trbojevic, I feel like sits in between somewhere between a Tedesco and a Drinkwater, where he doesn't have
very well-rounded.
He's very well rounded, and you'll see what I mean. So he's played 16 games for 13 tries, so he's got the most tries out of all the fullbacks, and he's played 3 less than Tedesco and 6 less than Drinkwater. He's got 17 try assists, which puts him 6th overall. 62 tackle breaks, so it doesn't break as many tackles.
No.
But
So
he's good support play, good at setting him up.
But he also runs for 186 metres per game, which sits him 11th overall in terms of all players. And over the Dally M, he was actually sitting on 21 votes, 6th. So just looking at it at a glance, Tedesco probably has the best stats there, would you say?
I think the thing in Tedesco's favour is he didn't have Origin hanging over his head this year. He was fully focused on the Roosters.
He had that game one, then didn't get picked.
Yeah.
So
Like all his focus has been on Roosters, and mate, he's been one of their best, if not their best.
He's
player.
delivered, pretty much every week. He's probably racked up some points. So.
And these stats are attacking stats as well, and Roosters is one of the best, if not the best attack in the comp. So we don't know defense stats, for instance, or
Yeah.
like
everyone says like Teddy's washed and stuff, but you look at these stats, like
he's
up
been
there.
very good this
He's
year.
been very good.
Yeah, but the things you don't see is all the little things that Dylan Edwards might be doing. You know, off the ball in defense, or those extra runs when it's like last 5 minutes in the game. So that doesn't show in the stats, but I think
let's talk about Edwards.
Drinky and Teddy are up there.
Yeah, I'd say those two. Let's talk about. We'll go one by one. They all deserve their praise. Edwards, what have you liked about his game style this year that maybe he didn't have last year?
Fuck, it's pretty much he hasn't been that much. It's his running game.
Yeah, I
It's
think he's
just-
taken his running game
It's
to
running
to the
game
next level.
every stage of the game, no matter what minute it is. He's very effective.
Like when Panthers are into the pump in their own end, like his carry, like 10, 15 metres gets him out of trouble. Like that's
and he doesn't tire. Like,
Nah, he
The
doesn't.
bloke doesn't fatigue.
And I feel like as well, like the try assist 6, but I feel like he's also been a part of a lot of combinations with Cleary on that
you look
right
at that
edge when
team.
they're
Like, I
playing.
don't think his job is to do tries.
No,
He's
exactly.
got Cleary, Luai.
Yeah,
And maybe he's been like the last pass or the second last pass, and it might not
they
register.
don't count it, but yeah.
But he always attacks on the right. He doesn't do much on the left.
No.
So maybe that's why he's limited. Where
Yeah,
the other
Luai's
fullbacks are
got
everywhere.
that left side pat down. They
so
don't really give
They
anyone
just
else
leave
it.
Edwards on the right.
Yeah. Drinkwater Jim, what do you think about him this year? Best season so far to date?
Yeah, I think so. I think, I mean, like the stats speak for itself. Like second at the moment with try assist, and I think he's a big part of our wins this season, especially like from an attacking sense. I think defensively he's got his issues that I'm sure he'll work out in the off season, but I think he's been great this season.
Yeah. And he's good with his boot now as well. So he's got a kicking threat and a passing threat.
Yeah.
Like everyone knows he
And I
can
think
cut out someone and find
last year
Felty.
he was very. What's the word? Like he wasn't afraid to just throw the ball. Where this year he picks
More selective?
He's more selective,
Yeah.
which is better for his
Last
game.
year he'd just throw a cutout
He'll
to the
just
winger
throw it
every time.
every time,
And like
yeah.
every second one will lead to a try. You know?
Yeah,
You've
exactly.
seen ever since he got that fullback gig, he's just gotten better every single year. And I think now he's got his combinations with Holmes and Talangi on the left. And then on the right, he's got Felt there. That's just the
tries for
perfect
fun.
winger.
Yeah, we'll touch on Felt later, eh?
Yeah.
We will. Tom Trebojevic, what I've noticed this year, I think last year he was playing not like himself. He was very scared to run the ball. I think obviously the hamstring injuries definitely played a part in it. And then this year, I think he sort of mentally just said, fuck it. You know what? If I get injured, I get injured, but I'm still going to give 100% to this
They
team.
tried the centre position for 1 week. That didn't last
It
long.
didn't work.
Didn't
Like,
last long,
obviously, he
did
did
it?
his hamstring this year against Brisbane, but surprisingly, he still played 16 games, which I know it's a lot of missing, but for Turbo, that's a lot of games in a
And
year.
for Manly fans, like they're
Yeah.
probably licking their lips.
Yeah, like
Turbo into the finals.
100%.
touch wood, he's still
Yeah,
fit, but pretty much every game he plays, he's doing something. Like 16 games, 13 tries, 17 try assists. He's always delivering in attack for Manly, and he's very good in defence.
Where I think the stats don't really read well for Turbo, and maybe like we'll play devil's advocate. Think about how many more points Roosters score and easily as opposed to Manly. Whereas, you look at Turbo against the Warriors on Friday night, they scored 4 tries, Manly, but Turbo was involved in 3 of them directly.
Yeah.
So
you put Turbo in that Roosters team. Does he over deliver what Teddy's doing? You know.
Yeah.
Exactly, yeah. Because I mean, I guess Roosters definitely have a better pack and better backline to work with, but Turbo just keeps carrying that team.
Yeah. So we're not going to put it in cement right now, but
No.
we will do a team of the year for all of us
If you're
individually.
leaning towards one for fullback, we can lean. We can obviously change in a few weeks.
Right now, I'd probably go Teddy.
Yeah, same. I think Teddy's probably had the best year. But Drinkwater.
I feel like, Drinky's close.
Drink
Just
is
because he's
fit.
played the 22 games, he's got 23 tries, which is enormous.
Yeah.
And he's got cows into the finals. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. I think it's between Tedesco and Drinkwater, just based on games played and effort involved that they put their team through.
You give Turbo another 6 games, and then it's probably Turbo. So,
Yeah, honestly.
Exactly. Okay, cool. Now let's move on to the wingers. So this one was a bit of a tough one because unlike the fullbacks, wingers are so different in their own rights. You have natural try scorers, you have workhorses. Some teams favour their run meters. Like if you look at Penrith, they are all run meters.
You got speedsters, you just got big hit up merchants, like
Leapers.
wingers, they're all different.
They're all different,
you know?
depending on the play style. But
But I think
we've narrowed it down to a good
To'o
list.
is obviously going to be in the top 4. Pretty much every year he's going to be there.
Yeah.
He's one of the best wingers in the comp, if not the best.
Yep.
So he's in there.
Do you want to read To'o's stats? We'll start off with
We'll
To'o.
start with To'o. So 18 games, obviously he's played Origin. 11 tries, so not going very well in terms of try per game. 16 line breaks, 14 offloads, 122 tackle breaks. He's second in it.
Yeah.
But the average running meter is 200.
That's what you want.
That's
He's a beast.
huge.
It's
But-
massive.
but it's
Every
like-
game running 200 meters.
We talk about like how impressive that is, but that's just
That's standard for
that's
it.
standard for To'o every week.
But if someone else did it, you'd be harping on about
Yeah,
how good
exactly,
this bloke is.
yeah.
And I'm going to harp on about him right now. Jacob Kiraz.
oh mate,
A friend of the show.
Friend of the show, 199 average run meters. He's right
Unbelievable.
there.
He's an unbelievable.
So I'll read
season.
Kiraz's stats. So he's played 21 games. So he's played pretty much all the available games. He scored 10 tries. So he scored the least out of all the wingers that are about to bring up. But where he makes up for it, line breaks 17, offloads 44.
Loves an offload.
He's one of the best offloaders in the comp. And then throw in the tackle bus on top, tackle breaks. He's scored done 100 tackle breaks, 6th overall.
Yeah.
And like Age said, 199 running meters. We'll give him the same as To'o, 200.
The wingers are just evolving now. It's like you just want someone who's going to be like your front row coming out of your own end.
You
Just
need
making
them.
the meters,
Yeah.
getting the set started. So yeah, Kiraz and To'o are definitely up there.
Yep.
What
Jimmy,
about
do you wanna read the
Lomax,
next
guys? Does Lomax get in there?
Yeah, Lomax gets in there. Felty gets in there, I think.
Felty? Or there's Dom Young as well.
Yep.
AKP, Bostock, they've been good.
There's plenty
There's plenty.
of good wingers.
So we're going to go Lomax as one of them.
Yeah.
And we're going to go Felty. I think
Felt
Felty's had a
for
good
one.
year.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's been
He's already
very
got
good for you
dropped
guys.
last year.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's had a good year. I'll go through his stats. 21 games, 18 tries, 20 line breaks, 10 offloads, 58 tackle breaks, and 159 running meters. So
There's some good stats.
good stats. And I think, we've probably seen it's back to his best sort of thing, Felty.
Yeah,
Solid
like
out of his own end.
That didn't look good last year when Valame came in, took his spot.
Yeah.
And then now he's back. He's got it locked
he's
up on
got
the
that
right.
cemented right wing
And he's
spot.
good coming out of his own end. I've noticed a bit more. He's making good meters now.
Yeah, and he's scoring tries for us, which is good.
Yeah.
And like some of the tries he scores, people would argue, oh, they're easy. I could have done that. But at the same time, you've seen some centers and wingers fuck it up, and Felt rarely ever does.
Yeah. Such a good finisher.
Yeah, he's such a good finisher. Yeah, like you said, Mick, he rarely stuffs it up. Like if there's a half a chance, he'll score.
He's diving the corner.
Yeah.
Good in the air.
And the
But yeah,
final
it's
winger.
ironic with this final one. Lomax,
Yeah,
man.
it's tough. So Lomax, I'd say he's been close to winger of the year. His stats probably don't reflect it, but I think he brings attacking threat that I guess don't read in stats.
Do we
Like
think he's a
aerial-
better winger than centre or fullback? Because he wanted to leave Dragons for that very reason.
I think his wing spot is his best position.
Yeah.
And then he's leaving. He's going to play centre at Eels possibly. Like,
What's that? Leave him on the wing.
I don't know. But yeah, he's one of the best wingers. Do you want to go through his stats? Mick?
Yeah, so he's played 18 games, 13 tries. So he ranks higher than To'o and Kiraz there. Line breaks 11, last out of these wingers. Offloads 40, which is huge.
Yeah,
So
massive.
and tackle breaks, 66 tackle breaks for the year. So significant. That's almost half of To'o's
And
tackle
what about
breaks.
the goal kicking? We haven't put that
We
in
haven't
there.
put goal kicking in, and average run meters 173, which is still an incredible feat. So let's go winger by winger. We'll talk about Kiraz first. I think this has been his best season by far. And the fact that he's gotten this good so quickly is scary.
Yeah, it was a shame last year that he got hurt because he started the season off so well. But he's been unbelievable this season.
Yeah, I think you got to put it down to the cast patrol effect, definitely.
Yeah.
Coming on the podcast,
That's one.
it revitalized Kiraz, and he's been insane
And he can
this year.
play any position in that back line.
Yeah.
Like we've seen it this year. He's played centre, wing, and even fullback. Like he's
Yeah.
filled in at fullback.
Yeah.
When he
So
needs
but I just
to.
think wing because like you have more runs on the wing.
Yeah, for sure.
So that's definitely his best position.
And you can see Serrato as well, that he's come with that Penrith mentality that the back five have to be really involved with the running meters and getting out of their own end.
Yeah.
And they're turning Kiraz into that total player when he started where, hey, let's just send this guy out, fucking make him run 200 meters, offload whatever the fuck he wants, and he can go nuts.
Yeah.
Like if you're looking at tries for a winger, it's not great. 21 games, 10 tries.
Yep.
Then you got to consider like the Doggies. They're not known for their attack. They're obviously the best defensive team.
Yeah.
If he's in another side, is he scoring more tries? He probably is. But yeah, it's the work he does in the backfield. That's why he's definitely in contention for winger of the year.
Yeah.
All right, let's move on to Brian To'o. He's gonna give Kiraz a big run for his money. It's the run meters. Like that's what you want in a winger these
the
days.
tackle breaks.
And the tackle breaks.
Yeah.
Like
Coming out of your own end, like he's just, you give him the ball and he'll, again, it's similar to Edwards, he'll just pinch 10, 15 metres
yeah.
for you.
And it's the post contact as well.
Get you
Like,
out of
he'll hit the
trouble.
line, he'll keep going, drive his legs,
Yeah.
quick play the ball. You know, he can
just so
finish.
strong.
He's good in the air for his height.
Yeah.
And it's scary because this is not even To'o's one of his best years as well. And these stats still
You can argue
read
he's had a
incredible.
quiet year, To'o.
Exactly.
Yeah, 11 tries in 18 games. It's nothing crazy, but
No.
For
he
him.
just so consistent.
Yeah.
So he's definitely up there. Lomax and Felt. These are two that wouldn't have been in it last year, but Felt's been very good this year.
Yeah.
You know, 18 tries in 21 games. That's great. 20 line breaks, nearly won a game. But I think it's the average run meters, 159, where he's lifted. Compared to like a Dom Young. Dom Young scored 18 tries, 26 line breaks, but he only averages 154
And
run meters, so it's just under.
defensively,
And he does leak a few tries, Dom Young.
Yeah.
I think the thing with Feld as well is like they use the left side a bit more to make meters. Like you got Holmes and Talangi who are incredible
Yeah.
at doing it.
Yeah.
So Feld's job isn't the key one. Whereas if you look at To'o, he's the key run meter in the team, and Kiraz as well. They're really important, and you could
I
argue
think-
Lomax too.
With Felt, you sort of know what you're going to get with Felt. Like, you know, like he's not going to let you down. Like he's going to go out there. He's going to be safe on the wing. He's going to run, run hard for you. He's going to score tries.
How's
for
his
you.
defense? It's solid?
I think it's solid. Yeah, he's solid.
Yeah.
I think defensively we probably leaked more on our left side as opposed to our right side this season. So, which was probably the opposite last year.
Yeah. So out of those four wingers, Feld has the most tries by a mile there.
Yeah.
And like solid run meters. So he's definitely in contention. Zachy Lomax, he's been great this year since he wanted to leave the club.
Yeah.
He went to another level, probably playing for a contract.
And if you're factoring in Origin as well, he was one of the best
Yeah.
players for the
Yeah.
Blues, and a key reason why they
for
actually
every
got the
game, he
victory.
was great.
And Lomax's aerial threat, I think, is what.
The stats don't show.
Yeah, stats don't show it, and I think that's what the difference. Like it's your point of difference.
Even in defense, not just scoring tries.
Yeah,
like,
in
when
defense
teams
as well.
kick to him, he's just going to defuse it every time.
But like it just gives Ben Hunt another option on last. Like he's
Yeah.
not just going to bomb it up for the sake of it. He knows Lomax is going to go.
Yeah.
And it's going to be a contest.
And I think that combo is like up there, like top two for the
Oh,
most
yeah.
try assists.
Yeah.
I think Chad Townsend and Nanai's also up there.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a great combo there.
Yeah.
And as well, Dragons only just got in the top 8. So he was doing all these tries and all this work rate for a bottom 9 team, would you
Yeah.
say, for most of the season.
Like you put Lomax in the Roosters team or like
Oh,
a
man.
Panthers.
Yeah.
Surely he's up near 19, 20 tries.
But it just shows you as well that how, I guess, volatile the winger position is. They're like
Yeah.
it's almost based on how your team's going and if luck's coming your way. Because if we did this list last year, Felt wouldn't be there, Lomax wouldn't be there, and Kiraz wouldn't be there.
yeah.
Yeah.
Tall would probably be
Yeah,
there.
and if we're doing this list maybe like 10 years ago, you're probably going to put AKP in there, scoring, what's he, on 20 tries or something?
Yeah.
But now it's not just about tries, it's about your work you do coming out of your own end, because
Yeah.
that's invaluable to your team.
So if you had to pick a winger before we finalise the first two positions,
I think it's got to be Kiraz at the moment, front runner.
Yeah, King Kiraz, I think. It's either him or
To'o.
Lomax, I don't know.
Lomax is
Everyone
up
forgets
there.
how good Lomax started the
Yeah.
year.
He started unreal. He was up there in Dally M, wasn't he?
Yeah, Lomax was very close up there.
Yeah.
I'll go Kiraz.
Yeah, Kiraz, I think.
Bias with Kiraz, take away the bias. I'm going to go Lomax.
Okay, yeah, I don't mind it.
Yeah,
All
I
right,
like it.
well, that's the fullback and wing. Next week we'll do what, centre 5'8"?
Centre 5'8", yes.
So yeah, and then
Perfect.
we'll post our team of the week, team of the year at the end of the year.
Yeah, and I feel like it's just going to get harder with the positions as we go on. Like centres is going to be tough.
Centre will be hard.
Yeah.
5'8's tough.
5'8"
Now we can
will
put
be
Galvin
tough.
in. He'll be in one of the four.
Even halfback. or Hughesy.
Hughes.
Hey,
He might win.
we'll get to it in a few
Anyway,
weeks. Don't
yeah,
blow your
Yeah,
load.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, let's get on to the round 25 preview. Last week we put Gnocchi's tips in the podcast for an exclusive listen, and Gnocchi did not go well. She got 4 out of 8.
She didn't. She choked under the pressure, but it's all good. I've taken her to the vet. The vet said, something was in her eye, so
can
they
see.
cleaned it out.
Yeah.
She's all good.
So,
she
hey,
can see the balloons now.
Do you want to give the exclusive Gnocchi
Yeah.
tips?
Okay, so we're going to put the tips up right here. So it's a 50-second video, but I'll go over her tips. So to start the week, she's gone Manly Seagulls.
Yep.
So no upset so far. She's then done the Bulldogs in New Zealand. So not picking the Wars. This is the upset here. Eels over Broncos.
Eels again. Gnocchi doesn't
She
learn.
loves the Eels. It worked for her when she picked them over the Warriors a couple of weeks ago, but last week against Roosters, everyone's putting their hand on their head. What are you doing, Gnocchi?
Yeah.
She's gone the Panthers over the Raiders. That's a no-brainer for Gnocchi. Storm over Dolphins. So no upsets. South versus Knights was hard for her. I could see her struggling. Did she go her heart with South or her head? She picked her head. She went with the Knights. Titans, Roosters. There's only one option here. Gnocchi knows. She went the Roosters. And the last one's tough. Sharks and Dragons. She went the Sharks.
Yeah.
So only one upset this week for Gnocchi. She's timed it up heading into finals.
Guess who ruled my perfect round last week?
Who was it?
Souths.
South.
South. We told you not to
I
pick
know.
him.
They've mate,
Every time you pick
time I
him,
tip
they
them,
lose.
They just, I don't know what it is. Maybe I'm the curse.
So that's Gnocchi's tips, guys. If you
Yeah.
came a day early, congratulations. Do whatever you want with them, but here are our tips.
Perfect. Let's get into it. Tigers taking on the Seagulls on Thursday night. Who are you tipping?
Yes.
Seagulls win and win well.
I'm going Seagulls, but I don't like the stat about Seagulls at Leichhardt Oval.
There's a bad stat. So the last time Manly beat Tigers at Leichhardt was in 2007.
That's a hoodoo.
That is a big hoodoo. But then you can look at it in recent history. Manly won the last 6 games versus Tigers. So that's another hoodoo in itself. So
Brooksy back home.
Brooksy at home. Turbo's in good form. Cherry's controlling the game so well.
Yeah.
Like the 40-20 he did when they were under the pump against the Warriors, got him out of their end, and he just controls it. I think Manly win, yeah.
What sort of reception will Brooksy get at Leichhardt?
I feel like it'll be a neutral one. Like
Yeah. I don't think
stayed
they'll
there
boo
for
I don't
him.
think that was
so
bad
long.
blood, right?
No, there's no bad
he stayed
blood.
there for so long. It was just
Yeah.
it was best for them.
He
to
gave
just
it
pass.
literally his all the whole time.
Yeah.
And,
He
it,
did.
and it's shown that when you put him in an actual good team, that he can actually
One
thrive.
year
he's-
at Manly, and he's finally playing finals for the first
Finally,
time.
going to play finals.
Far out. Good
Good on him. We're all happy for him. So we're all going Seagulls.
Yeah,
We're
go
all going
Seagulls.
Manly. All 4 of us.
Yeah.
Warriors taking on the Bulldogs in New Zealand at Shaun Johnson Stadium.
Yes.
Yeah,
Rename
Shaun
the
Johnson's
stadium.
last game at home.
That's huge.
That was tempting,
Yeah, that'll be tempting. Maybe an Omen Tryscorer for SJ.
but I'm going to get the Bulldogs.
You gonna go Dogs?
I'm going Warriors. SJ at home. Final
There's
crowd.
a cool stat on there, Mick, that you put in. You want to
Yeah,
read that one
so
out?
the last time Bulldogs beat Warriors at Go Media Stadium was in 2012.
All right,
Couple
go
hoodoos
media.
this week.
There's massive hoodoos this week. This is the hoodoo week. You should see there's some big ones coming up.
So, yeah, that's the reason I'm going. I think that Waz crowd, I think they're going to get right behind Shaun Johnson. The last time they're ever going to see him play in New Zealand.
Yeah.
That's almost upsetting. I'm almost upset.
Yeah.
For
Or
all-
if that's not something for the Warriors to like,
Get
hang their hat
motivated
on
for.
and get motivated for, mate. I don't know what it is.
I'm going to give them some demotivation right now. Sorry, Warriors fans.
This should be good.
Doggies have the best defense in the comp. No surprise. 337 points against. Panthers have 348. So they're better than the Panthers. That's saying something. But in the last 2 weeks, Dogs have not conceded a second half point.
Really?
In the last 2 weeks.
Last 2 weeks.
In the last 4, they've only conceded 18 points in the second half.
yeah.
So that's pretty bad.
Their defensive systems are great.
So it's going to be hard for Warriors to crack them, especially later in the game. I'm going Doggies.
Yep, doggies for me.
Doggies, yeah.
Broncos
Okay.
taking on the Eels at Suncorp Stadium.
I was so tempted to do an upset here.
Were you?
I
Really?
feel like Eels, if they don't get sin binned like they did against the Chooks, they played good the last few weeks. You know, they gave Storm a run. They beat the Warriors. They were all right in patches against Roosters when they weren't a man down.
Yeah.
And Broncos haven't been great. I know they have the bye. They might be a bit rusty, but I think I'm going to go Broncos.
Yeah.
They won the
Broncos.
last 3 versus Eels by 10 or more.
Yeah, I just don't know where Paro's at the moment, so got to go Broncos at home. Suncorp off to bye.
Yeah, I can't trust the Eels as well. Like, I can't trust either team.
What happened last time Broncos were at Suncorp when Doggies just towed them up? You know, everyone thought, the home advantage.
But then the next week they come and roll the Cowboys. Like, I just I can't read the Broncos where they're at. I think they're just missing too many key personnel.
Reece Walsh is out as well.
I think it'll be close.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think
Good Friday night matchup.
I don't think it'll be a blowout. I think it'll be a close game.
And Broncos can still mathematically make finals. They need a few results.
And it
to
scares
go
me
their way.
that Gnocchi picked Eels. Does she know something we don't? So, yeah, stay tuned for that one. That
I'm
could
going
be an
against
upset.
Gnocchi. I'm going the Broncos.
Yeah, Broncos.
We're going all Broncos. Sorry, Gnoc.
Raiders taking on the Panthers.
Well,
Raiders are shot.
Yeah, I don't like
they're not
the
looking
Raiders.
good. They do get Rapana back, who, when he plays fullback, they have better results.
Oh, mate. They just keep chopping and changing, especially their spine. Like,
Yeah.
You'd have to blame their recruitment or someone because they just haven't filled the gaps on the positions that they've lost. Like they lost Hodgson a few years ago. They didn't re-sign anyone. Then they're 5'8". They lost Wine. I mean, you can argue Strange, but then he played centre weeks in and out.
And they had
Cook like
coming in.
Fox has been
Even their
out.
outside backs have been rotating, you know, like Strange, then Chris on the wing, Rapana wing,
Kotrick some
Weeks
weeks.
fullback.
Remember,
Now
Schiller
Topawani's
was the
in.
hottest thing since sliced
Yeah.
bread to start the year. They're very lucky though that their forward pack is so good that it can either keep them in games or get them that win.
Yeah.
Because if they didn't have that forward pack and they were lacking, they would be close to the spoon.
They were pretty bad last week, the Raiders.
Yeah, they were. They were terrible in defense. And even attack, they couldn't get outside their own half. Like,
No, they
too
were-
many errors.
Yeah.
But yeah, another hoodoo. Panthers won their last 5 games versus Raiders. So yeah, the hoodoo
Just
trend.
on the Raiders, when is it time for Sticky to cop some criticism?
I feel like they just won't ever
They
let him
re-signed
go.
him for 5 years
Yeah.
not too long ago.
Yeah, but I
He's
think
just such a hero of the club. Like they don't care. Like because
The
with the
issue-
roster he's given, he's doing all right. You know.
The issue is just like, who's a coach that you can get?
like,
to
do you think the
play that?
Raiders are a top 8 team?
No, I don't think
Not
so.
on paper.
I think they'll probably bottom 4. So like, he's probably doing.
But then he got him in the 8 last year when no one
Yeah.
thought they would. So
Yeah,
I think he's doing all right for what he's got.
Did
But
they
yeah,
lose anyone big?
Jack
they lost
Wyden.
Wyden.
That's it.
Wyden,
Really,
okay. It's big.
yeah.
They just haven't filled some of their backline spots.
They need to sort out their spine and just do it consistently.
Yes.
And not keep changing the team.
Yeah.
Because
I think they're relying on Rapana as well now. He's 36 or whatever he is.
But this is a must win if they want to stay in the top 8 contention.
Oh,
They
no,
have
that's
to
tough.
win.
I think their
Yeah,
season's
no
done.
Cleary obviously helps them, and Kenny's out, I believe. So
Yep.
yeah,
there's a chance
Summerton
it's at
Hooker.
home. Panthers will win.
I think I'm going to go Panthers. Yep.
Okay,
I think
continuing the hoodoo trend. Dolphins have never beat the Storm out of 2 games.
This is another must win for the Dolphins.
They have to win as well.
Poor
And then they
Dolphins.
got Broncos coming
Yeah.
up, so that's going to be a big swing. Those two playing.
Yeah.
At Suncorp, they'll be
Jim,
fucking
your
close to
bold
sold out.
prediction was one of the most nailed on at the start of the year for Dolphins to make
Yeah.
top 8. Now it's looking the least likely because I've got mine. Top 8 dogs, they're done. And Age
I
said
said
Edwards
Edwards
Origin.
to play Origin.
Yeah,
Jim's
they're
going to do a
back.
chili shot if Dolphins
That
don't
wasn't
make it.
agreed. Yeah, they're going down the slippery slope, the Dolphins. I don't know.
I think Wayne will be most disappointed in their defense. They conceded over
Oh, that second half was
30
shocking.
points or more in their last 3 games.
That second half was
Yeah,
shocking.
it was
They
bad.
gave up.
They did. They mentally clocked off.
Like, they didn't want to be there especially in the last 20
And the
minutes.
thing is, well, you keep tipping the Dolphins and you're just like, just give me something. And remember against the Titans a few weeks ago, they lost that and you're just thinking, your luck's not changing, is it?
Yeah.
How good was Hammer running down the Fox?
Oh, that was
He's
great.
so fast. I know he didn't have the ball, but fuck, he's definitely faster than the Fox.
Even Herbie was.
Herbie was
right
coming
there.
as well.
So
It makes you think who would win that 100-meter sprint at the
there's
end
a
of
lot
the
of
year.
talk in the media about that.
Still think Saab.
We see what Saab said.
Yeah, he's like, I won't. He said, I
won't-
won't be racing because we're going to be playing that day.
He said I got a game that day. Yeah,
Yeah.
fair play. But yeah,
You got to be confident.
it's. I think it's more of a dream idea from the NRL. Unless they're paying players to do it or train for it, then
Yeah.
I don't know if it's going to happen.
Anyway, I think Storm win at home.
Yeah. Storm win and they win well.
Storm just knocked off Penrith Panthers, and it's enough good form for me to
Yeah.
tip them. I didn't tip them last week, and I was kicking
I
myself.
tipped them last week.
When do they start resting the Storm?
I think apparently they're
Right,
going to
last
rest when they're going up to Townsville when they play you
I
guys.
think that's the last week.
Around 27?
Yes.
Or next week?
Or it could be
Yes.
the week after, actually.
Whenever they play Cowboys because they don't want their team to
Yeah.
go to Townsville.
True.
That's
yeah,
it.
you don't want to travel.
No.
Free win for the Cows.
Yes. All right. Mick, South, Knights. Who wins? And
It's
why is it South?
Members Appreciation Round for the Rabbitohs.
Yeah.
Right.
We also have an incredible run against the Knights. If you look at the long form history, 15 games, we've won 12 against the Knights.
That is good. And we won 3 of the last 4.
Yep.
So, but then that was when we had all our players.
Yes.
Yeah.
Our injuries aren't helping, and you lose Cody Walker to concussion protocols, which is a bad concussion. But
Good to see
Yeah.
Dino back in the side.
Yeah, it is good to see Dino. I think
Yeah,
he's
footy
probably
Dean.
off to the Eels, I believe. There's
Really?
rumours, yeah. So, yeah, finally
Interesting.
leave South Junior. It's sad to see him go, but
Yeah.
I think he'll be a good backup half for Moses when he's at Origin and whatnot. But I'm going to tip the Knights. I just don't like what I'm seeing with South, especially in defence. Just got knocked off by the Tigers, which was stiff on the bell. I thought we won.
Forward pass.
that was,
I was at the wedding listening to it on mute, and I saw it go over. I was going off, cheering, like the coaches in the box, and then I looked back, and it's like they caught it back. I was like, what the hell happened?
That was pretty funny.
That was good.
The
they
the
were
coaches
going off,
box,
and they
they're
turn
going
around like, oh shit.
They're like, fuck. Swearing like
Because no one would have seen the forward pass.
It
from
was
there.
forward.
it
Like,
was forward.
Yeah, you'd say what, like half a meter?
Yeah, it was a good
Yeah,
bit forward. I think
yeah.
South Send, if it was closer, like a straight one, I think it'd be raging. But everyone was just
It was forward, but it hurts the last 20 seconds. Like we scored, you know.
And the frustrating part was South won the second half. They only conceded 2 points in the second half.
Yeah,
So
that
it
first
just-
half was just so bad.
Just
to
wasn't
watch.
great.
Yeah, I'm gonna get Knights.
I'm gonna go Knights, yeah, because they can make the 8 as well. They have more to play for,
Knights, yeah.
and they have an easy run. They can actually.
They
if
can make
need,
the 8.
There's a lot of teams death riding Dragons,
Yeah, they
and they're
are.
one of them.
Yeah.
Because Dragons are hogging that last 8th spot,
Yeah.
and like everyone's going for Sharks this weekend.
Next game, Titans taking on the Roosters.
Hoodoo. Roosters have won 10 straight versus the Titans.
10 straight.
10.
That's huge.
That's embarrassing.
Yeah.
And the Roosters, the form they're in, Trent Robinson just flicks that switch and they go into like finals footy mode. You can see it like
Yeah.
last week. I know that like Paris brought it back a little bit, but just like the game was already over at halftime.
Yeah, and Titans have just not been good. They've been very disappointing.
Have they?
After they beat the Broncos,
Yeah.
I thought like this is going to do a nice run.
It sold everyone a false dream that they
Yeah.
could actually do
It's
something.
the same Titans every year. It's just
They do this-
inconsistent.
It's very inconsistent.
They were a bit better this year.
Like they're
but
so hot and
still-
cold. Like so hot
It's
and
their
cold.
defense is just not. It's just not it.
Even against the Dragons, like you're playing for 4
No,
and
they scored
300.
the first try and then they conceded 3
Yeah.
tries in like
They went to sleep.
20 minutes,
you know?
like, what's
it's-
going on
It's
here?
disappointing, but yeah, they know where they have to work. So hopefully next year they can just come back.
get
you know,
Tino back.
defend better. Tino's back.
Yeah.
He will help a lot. But yeah, not good. I'm going to go Roosters.
Roosters.
Roosters for me. Yeah.
Okay, last game of the round. I'm going to say it one more time, boys. Hoodoo. Sharks have won 9 in a row versus Dragons.
This is my upset of the week.
Is your upset?
The Shane Flanagan Cup.
The Flano
The local
Cup.
derby. Dragons win.
I'm going to make it 10 in a row for Sharks. I like Sharks, especially with Trindle back. We saw what Acko did. He was great. Now you add Trindle. Forwards are good. I think that with everyone riding the Sharks home, the 9th till 10th, I'm going to go Sharkies. Mick?
Yeah, I'm going Sharks just because of the players again back. They get Iro back, Trindle, and Hazelton. So few key ins for him.
Yeah,
Good toes out.
Euro's a big one.
Iro's big.
Did
And
you say Wilton as well?
Wilton's
is
back.
Wilton
Yeah,
back?
Wilton's
Yeah,
back
Wilton's
as well. It's
Another
They
another
lose
big
big one.
Katoa though.
Yeah, what happened to Qatar?
Don't know.
He get injured?
HA at the end there.
Okay. there-
So
Stone
how
Street's
annoying is
back
that,
in.
right? So he got high tackled.
Yep.
Then he had to go for a HIA, but there was no penalty blown in extra time. So the
Oh, yeah, that one.
Sharks
Oh,
have
so
lost
he
their
actually
winger.
failed it.
Yeah, he failed that.
I think they just didn't have the balls to call it.
Yeah.
You know, just like a cheap penalty.
They're
goal.
doing the obstructors though, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
what
those
was that?
blockers are
Man, what
weird.
was going on?
Yeah. But Ponga missed that goal anyway, but still,
Didn't
you
he
don't
slot it? No, the
Nah.
first one
No,
he
the
slotted.
first one he slotted it.
the one where they called a penalty it missed.
No, he slotted it.
He went in.
The first one.
Yeah, the first
Yeah, he
one.
like full nailed it.
The one that blowed the penalty?
Yeah, the initial one.
The one not in extra time, like, was it during?
Yeah, during the.
Yeah.
So did they
Yeah.
blow Ponga twice a penalty?
No, it was Ponga, and then it was the Sharks player. I think it was. Was it
no.
Atkinson?
So the nice one he missed.
No.
Yes, he missed.
I thought he
The
got it.
commentators were saying he slotted it.
Nah, if you watch, the ball goes
Like
on the
100%?
100%. Like I'll show you a footage of
Oh,
it.
yeah,
after.
we got to check that after. I was convinced he got it.
No,
Yeah,
you
so I
think
was convinced
because
as well.
the commentators told you, but when they show
Okay.
if you watch the replay, it's missed.
Okay. Yeah. We'll trust you there.
But yeah, I don't know what's going on with those obstructors. I reckon that's ruined the game a bit.
Well, they
Yeah,
showed
what are
the
they gonna
20
do in the finals.
Well, they showed the 2015 grand final with Cows and Broncos.
Yeah.
And there was two obstructors, Tamalolo and Matt Scott, when Thurston kicked it. So they go, what, you can take away a moment
Like,
like
Take
that?
away a grand
imagine that in
final.
the GF.
I don't think they have
I
the
know,
balls
so
to
What
go
are
to
they
the
going to do
final.
in a finals game?
Even the obstruction rule is now they're using more common sense. Like you saw at the start of the year, I think Hargraves fell over, and then the try was like 50 meters away.
Yeah.
They caught obstruction. And now, if you're getting obstructed, but then your outside defender fails anyway, they're using common sense.
But that's how it should have been always.
Fucking
Yeah,
ages
but
ago.
are they going to stick with it? That's the problem.
the problem. Yeah.
We just want consistency.
The only reason I like the other rule about taking the inside shoulder is that it was consistent.
Black
you
and
do
white.
it, no try.
No matter where you are.
Like that one, Storm Panthers. That was
When
that
it
was a
ran,
shod. That was a
scored.
shod call. I didn't like that.
But then, like,
No, that was a
Tago,
try. That was a
Tago
try.
made a bad decision, and he got beat on his outside. So
Yeah.
that's why
Yeah.
they're using common sense, saying no matter what happened there, Tago stuffed up and was
Yeah.
going to miss him.
But then, like, you can argue, like, because Cleary got knocked over, he has to jam, or he had to shift
Yeah,
in. and
but I
then-
think he just slipped.
yeah,
Yeah, that's a tricky
that's
one.
why I don't. I just like it clear cut. You do it, no try.
Well, what happened to the fucking disruptor?
That's gone. That's dead and
gone.
buried.
What's going on?
1 week they did it.
There was
No,
a
where's the downtown penalty?
No,
They brought. I saw one of them on the weekend. I
Did
think,
they?
yeah, or last week. There was one.
Well, remember like 3
Yeah.
years ago, they were
Fucking-
penalising people for not playing the ball with the foot. Never see
No
those
one
again.
plays no forwards now
No.
play the ball with their
They
foot.
just roll.
Oh, really?
They
They
just fucking roll it. They
Oh,
don't call it.
no one rolls
Nah, all the big boppers just roll it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, they do. They do.
love it.
Bro, like not even close to their foot. Like now it's like attempted play the ball. Like you got to at least try. People don't even try. They just roll it and it play
you're
on.
right.
Wow. All right. Well, let's get into some
we'll see how
Tryscorer
long this one lasts.
Tryfecta.
Yeah,
let's
do
get
it.
into it. So last week we did centers only challenge. I went Garrick. He scored. Age went Suoli'i, incorrect. And Jimmy went Brian Kelly, incorrect.
So Kelly not scoring saved me from the chili. So thank you, Jimmy, for
No worries,
picking
mate.
Kelly.
No worries.
All right, let's do wingers only this week. Try not to do like a clear cut one.
Okay.
Let's not do like Saab against Tigers.
I'm going to go one of my favourite players at the moment, Christian Tuipulotu for the Dragons.
This is not most meters in the game. It's who's going to score, Jimmy.
Oh, not most post
Not most post contact.
Okay, so still Tuipulotu.
Okay, he does score.
Loves
he
a
does
try
score.
on that left side for the
Oh,
Dragons.
a bit of value there as well against the
Yeah.
Sharks. Mick, who are you going?
Sorry, just having a drink of water. I'm going Dylan Wateni-Zelezniak in his final home game with SJ.
Do you have any stats on it? Because I do.
Do you want to read the stat for me?
He scored in his last 3 versus whoever they're versing. Doggies.
Doggies.
Yeah,
There you go.
and
And his former team.
Yeah, and he used to play for him as well, so he'll love to get one there. I'm going to go Asako. He scored 3 in his last 2 versus Storm, so I'm going to back it at a bit of value. So he's on the right, and now Wishar's defending on the left. So
Yeah.
he's defending up against a 5'8" or a hooker. So
How good's
hopefully
Wishart?
Wishar's great. You can play anywhere.
Oh, mate. That show and go against Penrith.
That was so good. Off the bench. He loves a dummy,
and then,
though.
and
He
then he moved
always
to
dummies.
the wing, and he was mad
Yeah.
on the wing. Like, bro,
And he
He's
can
a
play
good player,
hooker.
Wishart.
He's
Yeah,
played
can play hooker
5'8",
and lock.
half.
mate, he can play anywhere.
He's a weapon.
Oh, so good.
He's going to be hot property when he goes on the
oh,
market.
mate, yeah. 100%.
Jack of all trades.
Fridge.
I thought we'd do something different this week. Instead of just front rowers, we're going to do hyphenated front rowers.
Right.
So I'm going to start off.
Very niche.
There's not
This
many.
is
I'm going to
niche.
start off with the cheat code of all fridges. Adam Fanua Blake.
Hmm.
And he's hyphenated. Who are we going?
I'm going to
Who else is
go
there?
Nelson Asafa Solomona.
Is he front row this week?
He's front
Not
row.
second row?
He got named front row.
Are you sure? What
Remember,
number?
no second
8.
rows.
Okay.
Would you do a chili shot if he's not number 8 or number
He's
10?
number 8. Mate, I can bet my life he's number
Okay,
8.
good. Mick,
I'm going
hyphenated front row.
the last one I could find, James Fisher-Harris.
Do you think he's going to score? Is that all you could find?
You know
I mean, you
what?
got Hamlin Ueli?
Oh, Big Hamlin?
No. Sometimes Fisher-Harris pops up and scores.
Is Thomas Hazelton a hyphen? Can you do Hazo?
Yeah, maybe.
What about Thomas Bird?
Jess?
Hyphen Jess.
Nah.
Anyway, that's
Fish.
good.
Okay, Fish.
They're all
against
locked
Raiders.
in.
All
All
right,
right,
done.
sweet. Listener questions this week. First one at Liam Seiko. What do you think of the Dragons?
I think they're very impressive. A lot of people marked them as wooden spooners or at least bottom 4.
I
so,
did. I'll
you
put
know,
my hand up.
yeah, they're sitting in 8th. Shane Flanagan's done a great job.
Flannel effect, yep.
And yeah, they're gutsy and their forwards are playing good footy.
What
and
about next year?
Benny Hunt's playing good. I think they'll improve next year. They lose Lomax, get Holmes, another year on the
Damien
Flano.
Cook.
Cookie.
And they're probably going to sign Corey Horsburgh. That's 3 state of origin additions to their team.
Yeah.
And I think
Little
they'll be-
versus Cook is a hard
mate,
one.
Little's
What do
been
you do?
unbelievable.
What do you do?
Like Little 14?
I don't know, but then yeah, Cook
It's very
9.
stiff on Little considering how
He's
well
had a
he's
great
played.
Or
year.
do you
Little.
put Cookie off the bench with some impact?
No, you got to start Cook.
You gotta start Cookie?
Because Cook's still playing incredible for the
But
Rabbitohs.
he's a little good impact player. I don't know if he'll be good off the bench.
But maybe like if you're talking about reliability and chances to win a premiership, you're probably more likely winning with Cook and Shilker as opposed to Little.
Like, you know who are impressive? The Couchman twins.
They played good on the weekend.
Oh, fuck, they were good on the weekend.
And it looks like they're just doing so much work, but there's two of them.
Like, yeah.
I think that's why
but their go forward is so good.
Yeah, but it
Off
was
the
against the
bench.
Titans who were just lacking in the middle.
Yeah.
How funny they had
Footy as
two
well.
two sets of identical twins on their team, Dragons.
Exactly,
That's
yeah.
wild.
That
The
is
Fagai
wild,
brothers
yeah.
and the
the only
Couchmans.
thing was fucking, I think it was Ryan had a tape on his left wrist to tell the difference.
And that's all.
Like, other than the number.
Are they both
but-
front rowers or
Yeah, I
edges?
think they're both middles.
Okay,
yeah.
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 Yeah, they're both in the middle.
All right, next one at Jericho Caffrey. Thoughts on Iro Rookie of the Year?
Oh,
He's up there.
he'd be up there. Ethan
Yeah.
Strange is definitely top 3.
Who are the contenders?
Well, you give it to Galvin if he wasn't suspended.
Yeah.
Yes.
You-
He'd
you
be the
do.
rookie of the year, but obviously
I remember last
he's
year
not
it was
eligible.
Preston was
Yeah.
ineligible to win
Yeah.
it.
And then Taruva ended up
Taruva
getting
won
it.
it.
Blaze
Yeah.
Talangi, I think, is a very good shout this year. Probably just played for Parramatta that just hindered his performance.
If he played fullback for the rest of the year, he would have got it, I
he
reckon.
would've got it.
He
Yeah,
was so good at fullback.
He's good. Jai Gray?
Yeah, Gray was good.
He hasn't played enough games, but
He
he,
didn't play the
has
games,
been
but-
impressive against
He's been
every
good.
team.
Little
pocket
pocket rocket, eh? There
Yeah.
you go.
Yeah.
Breaking tackles, nippy.
He did 11 tackle brass. I think like it's almost worked in his favour that he is small in size because no one can tackle him.
Yeah.
It does help because he's short and fast.
Yeah.
Like around the middle, like tied forwards, mate.
Yeah.
Straight.
Because you
through.
really got to bend down to tackle
To
him.
get
'cause
him. You can't go high.
Yeah, you go
Yeah.
high straight away. It's over.
Yeah. And great footwork, great acceleration. Yeah,
Yeah.
he'd be up there. And then Max Plath also can't get it because he got suspended. He'd be up there as well.
A lot of
Yeah.
good contenders, a lot of good
Yeah.
rookies this year.
Did anyone say Bostock yet?
Yeah, Bostock's one.
Bostock, Hopewadi's been good back in the year. Falongo when he played.
Yes or no, Iro, Rookie of the Year? If you would say, if for the actual award,
I don't think he'll get it. No. I think Strange. But now Strange is
He's
dropped.
got dropped.
Does the last 3 weeks get Iro over?
Hey, maybe he does. Yeah. Like, are they going to give it to someone who got dropped?
but Iro had a slow start to the year, so you don't know.
Yeah.
Iro's hitting form now.
He's in
Either
form.
way.
All
Maybe
right.
Bostock.
Yeah.
He could be a smoky if Strange doesn't play again.
Or Blaze Talangi.
Yeah.
There's a Blaze hype train right now.
Yeah, I don't know.
There is. All right,
Okay.
next one at Tankster 2017. Is Cleary better than Cronk?
No.
Right now?
I think people forget how good Cronk was,
They do.
honestly.
Yeah.
Like,
Cronk was
you
gone.
genuinely, he was so good.
Yeah.
So clutch. I mean,
How many
Cleary's very
premierships
clutch.
did
Right, he
Cronk win?
left Melbourne.
Well, he won 3 in a
He
row.
won a
3 in a
comp
row, yeah.
with Melbourne 2017, left, and then won back-to-back with Roosters.
Yeah, that's pretty elite.
One with a bung shoulder.
yeah. And he won heaps of Origin Series.
Mate, he's incredible.
When Cleary's also won 3, Pete.
Yeah.
That's when you got to look at it.
But Cleary in Origin,
That's why I think right now Cronk's better. But
Yeah.
Cleary can definitely overtake him if he keeps this trajectory.
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
agreed. Next one at Ricky Stephen Marsh. What's something you've enjoyed this NRL season?
Ooh, it's a tough one. Definitely not watching South. 'Cause that hurt.
Yeah,
I don't know. Maybe like I don't mind. I like the obstruction. How
do you reckon
they're
the
using common
game's gone
sense.
better? Do you reckon the game's dead or is it better?
For me personally, I like the 6 again rule for the attacking flow. I like seeing, everyone wants to see tries,
Yeah,
but like as a game aspect, it's kind of exploited the game a bit. Like you see so many teams like now there's just 6 agains when it should be a direct penalty.
yeah.
It's just, they're just
It's
exploiting
not
it in a
clear
way.
cut, is it?
But things that I've enjoyed, I like seeing some underdogs come through this season.
I think
like
how
the Dogs.
competitive the comp is this year.
It's been good. It's been a
Yeah.
very good year. And like changing the guard as well. Like Brisbane have fallen off a cliff. Knights who were,
Yeah,
and everyone's top
Raiders.
8 gone off. Raiders.
Doggies coming good.
Para,
Rabbitohs is 2. No one would have thought they'd finish
Yeah.
bottom 3.
Dragons surprising everyone. You know,
dogs, like
Dogs crazy. Like, yeah, I think it's how good. Yeah, definitely how close the comp is, and everything's competitive. Like minor prem, top 8, top 4, wooden spoon. There's
yeah.
always
there's not like
there's no dead games that are.
No.
There's not many dead games.
no.
Yeah.
Last one for this week at Matthew Daly 619. Clifford and Dearden future Queensland halves.
I'll let you take this one, Jimmy.
Mate, I can't say why not. Nah.
Cliff Dog, you called as a joke Cliff Dog Dally M at the start
Like,
of
how
the
good
year.
was he on the weekend?
But if he played like that every week,
Mate.
he'd be definitely winning that Dally.
I don't think Chad's getting back in the side anytime soon.
I don't think so.
Is that has he already played his last game for Cows?
Could it be?
I think he
I
might
think
have.
Jake into finals. Mate.
Yeah.
Bring it on.
I think so.
Because I think he offers a little bit more than Chad.
Definitely
no
an attack.
disrespect to Chad, but
You'd probably say Chad has a better passing or kicking game, like short passing, better combo with Nanai.
Like Clifford can run it,
Yeah, and he has a good
take the
cutout.
line on. Yeah.
I think it was sort of brewing for Townsend though. Like
Yeah.
it was always Townsend, like
yeah.
and then I think he had to be enough. He was like, that's it.
Yeah.
We lost the Broncos. I'm not losing a premiership window just to try trade out, and he's leaving.
Like
Yeah,
every week we look at the Cowboys comment on their team list, and it was like, bring back Clifford. Where's Clifford?
Where's Clifford? Yeah.
So
Every week.
obviously we're not the only ones who like Clifford. The fans love him.
Yeah.
So yeah, good on him. Hopefully
Future Queensland halves?
not for Clifford, but
Sam Walker's
yeah,
in there.
Dearden, yeah.
Didn't, yeah?
Sam Walker, freak,
Sammy Walker,
best
yeah.
shocking game in
Yeah.
the comp.
Yep.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Well, that's listener questions, and we're going to bring back play on a penalty.
Oof,
It's been a while.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
Bring
let's
it
do
back.
All right, here we go. First one, Jacob Kiraz, best winger in the NRL.
That's so tough.
Right now, yes.
Play on?
Play on to that.
I'm gonna say penalty. I love you, Kiraz, but I still think To'o is the best winger.
Yeah.
Like maybe Kiraz is having a better season,
I think
but
Kira's had a better year.
Yes.
But yeah, overall.
To'o's still
To'o,
a better winger.
But
Yeah, because I think Kiraz hasn't played wing all year.
Yep.
He's been
played
centre.
a bit of centre.
Yeah, like. So I don't know if he's the best winger in the NRL.
Would you pick
What about Lomax?
Lomax is up there. Because of his aerial threat helps him.
Like if you were building a team tomorrow for a winger, like just
Mate, I'll pay Toto as much as he wants.
Yeah.
yeah.
Toll's a freak.
Yeah.
To'o's so good at what he does that every performance that is over the mark is just so
So
ridiculous.
are you penalising it, Jimmy?
I'm penalising it. Yeah.
Only just.
All right. Sharks play better without Hynes.
Oh, it's a tough
This
one.
is so hard.
Look, this can go two ways. I'm going to penalise this because I think they play better when it's not Trindle and Hynes.
Yes.
I think we can agree on that.
Yeah, they clash.
So I think you can look at it two ways.
Well, Hines might be coming back next week. Who goes? Atkinson or Trindle?
Well, I think, mate, it's up to Fitzy. If he wants to win a comp,
Fitz will play Trindle and Irons, but
well, then he doesn't want to win
he
a
don't
comp.
win the comp.
Yeah, like that's the thing. Like, but then
We've
Atkinson's
been here
been
with
very
Fitzy,
good.
man. Stop picking the
Atkinson
mates.
kicked the field goal, cool under pressure. You know,
Yeah.
we know Nicho sometimes struggles when the heat's on. So maybe Atco, you know,
But all right, so do Sharks play better without Hynes? Hell on a penalty. What are you going to do?
I'm gonna penalise it, but if I drop the whistle, you know, wouldn't bother me.
Yeah, I'm going to penalise it.
I'm going to say play on. I'm sorry, Hines, but like Jimmy said, it's when Hines and Trindle are there, they don't play their best.
Yeah.
And they've won right now. They're on a bit of a hot streak, so
Yeah,
Got to back
It's a
him
tough
in.
one, but we've seen what Hines has done. You know, he's gone on a mad run. He's carried the Sharks, but this year hasn't been his year, has it?
Well, I mean, to start off, it really was.
Yeah.
My problem was with Hines, and I did the same last year. When he's playing, the team is so centered around him that when his confidence is down, the whole team's confidence is down.
Yeah.
Because
So
then
in a-
he'll kick it out in the full. He'll miss tackles or whatever, and then like
Miss goal
everything
kicks,
goes wrong.
yeah.
Well, just not even like
Yeah.
a lot of their play and their setups were around him. So when
Yeah.
he's not on, the rest
he's
of the
always
team's
got
not on.
his hands on the ball.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's one of the most tight
First or second receiver, yeah,
receipt
so-
of halfback for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah. Broncos to make the top 8. This is a penalty.
Penalty.
I reckon they're done this year. Pack
Yeah.
it up.
I don't know because I've done like the calcs. So like they obviously need Dragons to lose.
Yeah.
They play Dolphins coming up, which they can jump them. They're going to play Para. They can beat Para this week.
Yeah, but without,
they've got a
without
chance.
Walshy, without Ezra, without Haas.
Is Ezra? So Ezra's definitely out.
Ezra's out for the year. Haas
out.
out for the year, and Walsh touch and go.
But they have winnable games. Oh,
It's got to be a penalty.
I'm going to penalise it, but it's possible.
It's possible. I
Yeah.
don't think they will.
I don't think they will.
Mick?
No, I think penalty. They're not making the top 8.
Panthers for Pete.
I think play on. Cleary's shoulder does worry me. I don't know how right he'll
What
be.
did they say? They said back.
They
and
said
forth.
he's back for finals, but obviously he's going to probably need surgery, I think, at the end of the year. So he'll be getting injections. He'll be carrying an injury, strapped up. That's the only worry. But they're a strong team regardless. I think they're going to get it.
That would have been the worst sight for Penrith fans, seeing him walk off the
Especially
field.
because he was like swearing, like he knew something was wrong.
Yeah.
And it was almost...
And he wanted to play on, but he was like...
Yeah, he's like, I just can't. I don't have the strength in it.
Yeah. That was actually
That'll be
pretty
interesting.
bad.
That was sad to see.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think play on. I think they're still the best team in the comp. I know Melbourne are first right now, but when that Penrith team is full fit,
Yeah, like if Cleary plays the rest of the game,
there's a
they'd
chance
probably either draw it with the 2-point field goal attempt, or they would have maybe gone over.
even
it.
Edwards and Fisher Harris weren't at their full strength.
Nah,
Like,
Fisher didn't look right.
Nah, they didn't look right.
From that groin injury, he wasn't right.
They rushed him back to just
Yeah.
get him against Storm.
Yeah. Even Edwards didn't look. He looked like he was like couldn't run properly. He was restricted. So
I'm going to penalise it.
yeah, you don't think it's their year
I don't think I can do it. Like, 4 is massive. Like, there hasn't been a
Yeah.
4 Pete
since that Dragon side. Eh?
Yeah.
That's huge.
So, like, if they do it, mate, fair play. But I'm going to penalise
Who do you
it.
think will win?
I think it's out of... Well, I'd love to see Cows win, but I think
Yeah.
at the moment, I think Melbourne or Roosters.
So you don't think Panthers will be in like your top 2 chance?
Nah,
Really?
I don't think so.
I definitely think they're a top 2 chance. They're just such a good team.
I know,
They've
you look
got
at that
the
game against
experience as
Melbourne,
well.
like, you know, Cleary was there for 60 minutes.
Yeah,
And,
I know, but their team just wasn't at full strength, and they've got experience come finals time. When the pressure's on, you know, the Iceman will step up.
but I think teams, you'd think
Yeah.
by now would figure out Penrith
Yeah,
and how to beat them.
yeah. I just like, you know, when it comes down to that first week of finals, like
Yeah.
they're probably going to be favourites to win. They'll be hard to beat. Then they'll have a home final coming up. Like it's going to be tough.
If Penrith lose a few of their games without Cleary and they somehow finish in 4th, that would fuck everything. They have to go to Melbourne,
Yeah.
play Melbourne there. You don't want
Yeah,
that.
I think they're definitely going to try and win these games that they have to.
Yeah. All right, last one for this week. Roosters rest their stars in round 27 versus the Rabbitohs.
Oh, play on as a South fan. Give us a 1 win to end our year and make us happy coming into 2025.
I'd love it, but I don't think they'll rest their players. I think they'll rest the week before round 26.
You reckon
There's
round
no
26?
way, and they'll probably use South as a tune-up game. There's no way they're going to rest against South. And imagine they get flogged, and then it's just
Yeah, you don't want to go into the finals off a big loss or a loss. You know, you want to have momentum,
not
especially against South.
Against South.
you know, massive rivalry. They want to smash us while we're depleted and give them confidence
Oh, for
going
sure.
to week 1 of finals.
So, penalty.
Yeah, penalty.
penalty. Yeah, I don't think they're doing it.
Cool.
Well, that wraps up the podcast, boys.
It does.
Well done. That was a bit of a longer one today.
It was a longer one, so I hope you enjoy. A whole hour. Wow.
Well, depending on cuts, we'll see.
Yeah,
what
depending
happens.
on cuts. We'll see what happens.
Depending on the edit, yep.
yeah.
Well, that's all from me.
That's all from me.
That's all from me. See ya.
See you guys.